Ladies and gentlemen, Craig is here, and this is the comic guy who's made it. Let's hear why he's so famous and why all the celebrities after him.
Thanks for asking. Well, it was such a dream come true to be able to finally be an independent artist, to break into the mainstream media with my new superheroes that I created and stuff. Actually, Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn from Image Comics, was the guy who gave me my start in comics when I was 19 years old back in the day, and I drew issue number 30, the double-page pinup poster in that comic book, and that was shown on TV, and then that kind of launched everything. And I was like, geez, I'm still in school, what should I do? So I took a break to kind of finish all of that and put together this idea I had for making new superheroes. And that's where I said, geez, it's been like so many years since there's been new heroes and new superheroes. And I was like, hey, maybe if I cast celebrities as the characters, we could turn them into the superheroes too,
How one superhero becomes a comic, someone famous? What's the path?
One of the key factors is trying to appeal to a mass audience and connect with them personally. So there's a psychological understanding behind the comic readers, a very smart group of people who want something new and something they can connect with.
What's the future for the artists like you?
My whole goal at BeyondComics.tv, I don't know if people want to see it, it's BeyondComics.tv. You can see all of our new superheroes there. And what I'm trying to do is create the source material to be licensed into TV and movies and maybe a Netflix series one day, all these stuff. So we're working on multiple screenplays and scripts based on the different superheroes I created. And we just released our brand new action figure, by the way, which is released worldwide. Nice. Yeah, like all over the world. I'm flipping out at the distribution that we're getting by TB League Fison. They did the Vampirella figure, the She figure. So they did my figure of Cleo, which is starring Ice-T's wife, Coco, as my superheroine Cleo. It's one of the first companies to create seamless synthetic skin action figures, 12 inches tall and 28 points of articulation, So it was, wow. It was a dream come true, man,
How those ideas come to you? Are you born with those? Or
thank you. Yeah, that's a great question. I think, I started drawing when I was like 2 years old and stuff, but I never stopped, and I kept,
A lot of people draw when they're kids, but people look up to you.
I try to just help and stuff, especially like when I'm donating art to like the different charities to help raise money and things like that. That's always been really important, The ideas, they kind of, I've always had them as a little boy and always writing and, and my different superhero characters.
Are
and
the
then
superheroes changing with the time?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. In fact, that's one of the big key factors I do with my heroes is I have it based in a more real world that it connects with the people. So it could be possible, that those characters that I created could actually exist in our world.
Are they like social media characters? Facebook liker? Do they?
Oh, right. No, not like that. But I'm kind of like the spokesperson, the artist, the writer, as well as my writing partner and co-creator of Gekido, Brandon Wilson. He's terrific also. But no, like what we do is we actually will write big feature film type stories and put them in a comic book, but they'll fight realistic supervillains in some of them. In Gekido, it's more fantasy based, but in our other books like Ravedactyl and Codename Justice, which are coming out, like for example, Justice fights against, corruption to reveal the secrets behind the conspiracy theories and who's behind it. He tries to fight for world peace. So we try to show the perspectives. Like there's a new top secret project I'm working on that I haven't announced yet, but the supervillain is like one of my favorites because this guy believes he's saving the world, but he's actually destroying it, and he has to be stopped. But his perspective is that he's trying to save people. So there's a very big gray line there to try to show his perspective. No, he's not like Trump. Trump is not so obvious in that
Trump
regard.
Thinks that he's a superhero. He's saving the world.
Well, that's a different kind of superhero, I suppose.
No.
This character is more of like let's I don't want to blow the secret with it, but he seems like an evangelist, so to speak, or someone who's trying to save people's souls, but in doing so it's destroying them, and he doesn't even realize that. So I guess I see what you're saying in your comparison is possible, but that's one character. Another character is dealing with technology and some of the things with like Mandela effect and some of the different kind of pop culture things that are going on today, and some of the different conspiracy theories theories and, you know, and putting a lot of science, possible future science behind how it could work.
We have
cell
some
phones
tools here. I don't know if you saw here in the space that records the. I'll show you.
Oh, in the YouTube space here. Yeah, I'd love to check it out. That'd be great. Yeah.
There are some, you know, equipment to get those things.
Oh, I would love to see that. That'd be fantastic. I'm a super tech geek. I love this kind of stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have questions for that guy, maybe we can get him another time to come back. Please write us, email, maybe he will answer.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if you guys want to contact me, you know, they can go to my website, beyondcomics.tv.
Teleprompter, so the folks will not only all the time they will see the cameras, they will see your website and your name.
That's right. That'd be great. And they could also check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/beyondcomicstv without the dot, or the website beyondcomics.tv, and all our social media is up there too. Hey, thank you so much, brother. Oh yeah.
Yes, we were afraid of germs.
That's right. That's right. Thanks so much, man. It was really fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Great is off today, so I'm the MC photo. I'm filling in. As you can see, we have a couple of red cameras here, and we will shoot a little bit more interesting music videos today. Today we are blessed to have Ruben with us, who is the music producer, and let's hear what he does and how he became who he is and where he started.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. You know,
Mr. Great would never shake your hand. Mr. Great would do the
elbow.
But MC photo is a different story. In advertising, it's important to love me or hate me. Isn't that what music does?
Well, the music structure works like this. Like me, I create API. It's application platform integration. I write 47 languages on coding to make artists' web pages and stuff. I deal with many major artists, Cardi B, Young M.A., Fresha, Troy Ave, Casanova, Manolo Rose, Designer. The list goes on, 84 major artists. But they all need syndication. Syndication is a process to where you take content and you put it all around the world. So there's not that many companies that do what I do because I'm a coder and developer, and I also produce and engineer and do creative direction and do A&R management, a lot of different things. You know, I'm coming out with a magazine next week. I have Hip Hop Road to Riches on Revolt TV, which is, you know, 363, I believe, or 393 on Thursdays.
Do you have a staff? How you
staff? That's a good thing. You know, like a lot of people, they say staff, and nowadays in the virtual environment, you don't need staff.
You can
be independent. You see, like in media and marketing, music is more like politics. You know, it runs the same way.
I think the other way, the politics is more like music.
I would say music is like politics, because in music, the politics is to where even the most noticeable artist that you could actually name and stuff like that still has a boss that they have to answer to. In politics, there's that certain limit to where, yeah, they might be puppets, but they actually are the last face that you're going to see. You won't see anything beyond that.
You think if a musician, there is always someone behind the musician who makes the decision, or the musician is the last person? Let's say Michael Jackson, Madonna, Lady Gaga, those folks actually making their decisions, right?
You would say that because of the media and what you're seeing through media, but how many people are actually checking the media? Any major artist that basically has that type of level, Lady Gaga, Madonna, or anyone that you just named, they have a team behind them, a publicist, a creative director, somebody who basically tells them about different type of elegances and everything like that.
Is that this person who is on screen, the actor, the musician, or is someone else who behind the scene?
I would say somebody else behind them, behind the scene. You understand? Because there's a lot of people that don't want to be seen. I was still in the music business, but I didn't want to put my face out there. Different things, like a lot of the artists I deal with mostly hip hop. A lot of these artists, they have violent felonies and stuff. I wasn't supposed to be around them. In actuality, there's no illegal activities behind these musicians. The musicians are saying a story. They're pitching a story. They might be pitching it from their own life before they actually became a musician, or they might be pitching one of their friends' story. But as far as gangsters and stuff like that in the industry, if an artist is putting themselves out there...
Why it's so appealing?
Why is it appealing? Why is Scarface so appealing? Why is everything on the news so appealing that everybody wants to hear bad news every day? It's ratings, money, marketing, advertisement, sponsorship, endorsements.
Do you have any fun story from your recent career?
Okay, so yeah,
For the
the
audience.
most best story ever was okay, so when I was younger, the first job I ever had was Murder Inc. Irv Gotti, you know, and it was hell for me. I got in. First day I'm there, I'm being made fun of because I'm the intern, you know, mop up a little, clean up the bathrooms. Okay, second, third day goes and stuff, same thing. Fourth day goes, and an engineer that I know came into the studio, and you know, he told me something, and I got kind of upset, so it was a bad time at that day. Then Irv comes and says, yo, excuse me, you, go get me a coffee. I said, okay, I'll go get you the coffee. To this day, I never went back. That was pretty funny.
Okay, that's okay. I would ask you next one.
We've seen each other though after that, and you know, he noticed me and everything like that. He congratulated me on the achievements I have, you know. So it pays to actually see somebody like that humble themselves when they see somebody get to that same level without using their help. You know, I appreciated everything I learned from Murder Inc. as far as marketing and advertisement, because they actually taught me a lot there too. My sister's death, it molded me to be a better person because I got to learn everything about the music industry. I became OCD on learning about contracts at 12 years old. Contracts, different type of labels, what agreements mean, what a manager is supposed to do, what A&R is supposed to do, what a label representative is supposed to do, how a writer contract is, everything. I learned everything within that time. And after that, like a lot of the labels that knew what happened, they just took me under the wing and said I could be a consultant. And from young, like 16, 17 years old, I've been consulting every type of music artist, different type of independent labels, major labels, everything.
So I understand it's been personal for you, and it's a question of life and death, and you took it very, very to your close to your heart. You made it, right? You have some credibility behind you. For the folks who are out there, how do they know who is the right producer, who is the right one to go, who is not? What numbers do you look at?
You see, when people are actually searching in media and music or entertainment, any business, fashion, clothing, anything, they're actually gonna get a one sheet. A one sheet is to where everything of the credits, links, different type of biography, who they work with, everything is on one page.
The pedigree.
Yeah, and I could actually see it. And since I'm so much involved in the industry, most likely I would call one of the people I know, you understand, to verify everything. But other artists or anybody looking for photographer, they look on different type of sites. There's a whole bunch of different sites that could accommodate someone actually finding out about a person and their rating, how they're rated, how they're talked about, how they're optimized online if they're official.
All those Wikipedia, all those things could be very much controlled by the team behind it. So a lot of this could be artificial, especially like guys like me. I have plenty of money, so all of this could be a lot of it could be bought.
Yeah.
How do you know who is for real, who is just throwing money at this?
You're talking about the World Wide Web now. So now when you have the World Wide Web and you take it from a virtual environment to a physical environment with actually contacting different people and verifying the information, and they both connect, that's how you actually get verification, and that's how most people get seals on those type of social accounts, whether it be Wiki or Twitter or anything.
A lot of people in this industry leave a bad trace behind them. They fight, there are like a competition. How do you know if the recommendation is legit, or someone just have a grudge against the artist? Or
well, in that sense, like a lot of online is manipulated. Online you could do anything you want, but a lot of these sites are doing what's called SSO, single sign-on, meaning all your accounts have to be verified for you to actually make that comment. So if somebody's taking that much time to actually make a comment, then most likely if their face is on that picture and they have their email out there and it's all open, it's a real comment.
it's a real, okay.
You understand? Like this industry, it could come at you both ways.
When you pick the artist that you want to work with, what are the traits you're looking for? You're looking for the talent. You're looking for the like someone who has the money backing behind them. Like what's important?
Well, the thing that's important for me, because I sit on labels as well to consult with them. So on a label sense, major label sense, I would have to look towards their social media. On an independent sense, I would be hearing their music.
So, like, okay, social media. You see someone with a million likes, you think they're good, or you look at someone, it touches your soul. It's someone like personally speaks to you. How do you know who's gonna be next Lady Gaga? Who's gonna be next Madonna? How do you know? How do you pick those voices of your future?
There is really no picking. You understand? There's only, you could be there at the right time, right place, and everything like that to hear somebody.
How
vocal.
to be in that right place, right time? Like,
Well,
what's the?
I would say, you know, go to these showcases, spotlights, different things of that nature, to where you could actually
you can waste your time there. Like, they're all.
I run a lot of showcases in New York City. I run Angels, I run Lust, I run a whole bunch of different showcases, and
you
these
think
showcases
it's working?
bring up, well, it has to be working. If I have 3 major labels, and this is every single month, 3 major labels coming to a strip club to actually evaluate 8 artists, and out of those 8 artists, 3 of those artists are gonna go see label. So that's pretty good, and they're major labels at that. You know, so when I do stuff, it all has to coincide together as far as a markup, a branding, and then putting it out there for syndication. If I'm going to look for artists, I'm gonna make sure they have some type of uniqueness with them, their style, their persona. I'm gonna make sure that their character doesn't assassinate me. The way we trade and stuff like that, the way we speak with one another is in a respectful tone. I heard something earlier, loyalty. That's one thing that I admire, because a lot of the artists I deal with, it's on the strength of love. They come and see me and come say what's up, and they do commercials for free for me and do videos for free. It's a lot of love in the industry for me, but that's because I made my own way. I laid in my own bed. I took my own steps forward, and I continued to where I was weak at one time, and I became one of the strongest. Most people think it's Universal Music Group, but it's Urban Media Global. That's my company. You understand? The Urban Media Global side of it syndicates and optimizes certain major artists with Universal Music Group. So a lot of people think they coincide together. No, it's 2 different entities. One's a marketing, branding, and syndication company. The other one's a record label. Now, this record label is one of 60 record labels that deals with my marketing company. So, you know, maybe if Google's hearing this, they could come speak to me.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, guys, I think everybody would love to hear more of what Ruben has to say. If you have more questions for Ruben, please write email to us, and we'll try to have Ruben come back.
Yeah.
And hopefully you will answer some of those questions.
It was a pleasure. Anytime you need, you know, any questions answered on what artists have to do to get to the next level, I'm here.
Maybe we can record some stuff here. We have some other studios, so I'll give you a little bit of a tour on other places that we have here.
Appreciate it. It was great.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MC Photo. The Mr. Great is off today, so I'm gonna fill in. As you can see, we have some cameras here, and we have a singer, Amanda, with us. Let's hear who Amanda is and what Amanda does.
What's up, guys? I'm Amanda Holly. Thank you so much for having me, Alexander.
What makes you a singer? Like, how do people know that you the great deal?
What makes me a singer? I think it's just something that I grew up doing. It's something that I did. I sang before I spoke. That's what I hear. I come from a really musical family. My mom was a concert cellist. She played with the Philharmonic and everything when I was little. And my dad wrote for Sarah Vaughan. And my aunt discovered Stephanie Mills, who was a singer. And it's funny because
What did they do to make you sing and love it? Because let's say I'm a fisherman, right? I always worry. I'm lucky that my son likes fishing, but my daughter doesn't like fishing. Yeah. I take pictures, and my daughter refused to take all the fashion weeks. She goes away. What did they do to make you sing, to love it?
My mom actually ear trained me in the womb with her cello. So I kind of came out like that, and I heard that when my parents,
you see, guys, that helps.
Were together, they would play and sing. They would play and sing together. So it's something that I thought was actually I thought singing was totally normal, because my mother would just sing around the house. I didn't know my dad at that point, and I didn't know he was a singer, and I didn't know he was a writer. So that was kind of crazy. And I also went to kindergarten once, and everybody was singing, and I started laughing, and my teacher yelled at me, and he said, "Why are you laughing?" I said, "Oh, they're joking, right?" And he said, "No, they can't hear the pitch." And that was when I discovered that hearing the pitch and the melodies was a gift. Although I believe that anyone who wants to learn how to sing really can. Okay. If you wanted to, Alexander, I can teach you.
Thank you. How do you become famous in singing? Like, what separates someone who just sings for fun because they love it, it's their passion, and someone who makes a career out of this?
I think that people who sing for fun, that's an incredible thing because actually music is extremely healing. So I think everybody should sing. That's just how I feel about it. I'm a little biased. But if you guys want a career in singing, or if someone wants to have a really strong career in music, then the key would be perseverance and just allowing it to just take over and surrendering, even when you don't know what's going to happen next.
People put a lot of effort into this life and all they got, and they still didn't make it, right?
Yeah.
What makes it those who make it? What's the distinction factor?
You meet a lot of good people and a lot of not so good people in this business, and
that's the last century. I'm talking about the 2017 right now, right? Right now, all you do, you just put your music on iTunes, on YouTube, somewhere. If they like you and you have millions of views, you get a call from bigger recording company. If you produce something, you sing, and no one give you likes for that, doesn't matter who you know, they will not put you in a big label, right?
It's a pretty crazy situation, and I'm very blessed to have a really great team behind me. And it took time. Like, it took from my childhood to find the right people, and actually I think a lot of it comes with belief and faith and prayer, and obviously working on your craft. I'm really not into like just being a gimmick artist. God willing, I get where I want to go. I want to be there for the next trillions of years. So we've fought very hard against the whole you have to be viral, you have to do this, you have to do that. Yeah, I want to be viral. Yeah, I want to reach billions of people, but I want to make sure that once I do, that it lasts and it actually means something. And it's not easy. You're completely right.
Important.
It's so important because
leaving something behind.
Your integrity is the only thing you can die, only thing you can take with you when you die. Like, you can't die with money, and you can't die with, I made this record and it lasted for 18 months and I was shake and whatever. Like, that's not going to last.
So you're doing this for your grandchildren, for the next generations. You want to live
for this people. I love people. The only thing I love as much as music or more would be people.
Okay.
And humanity as a whole.
But Apple story, if you know Apple company, when he built his iPhone, he thought about himself. No one else had anything like that. He had a vision and he did it, right? Musicians sometimes are like that also. You would make something that you like, you envision, and everybody else falls in love with it, right? Or you follow the, let's say, social media, see what everybody is listening, and you listen, you do something that would please the audience. Like, how do you distinguish between those two?
I think the key is actually to really be completely individual and be completely yourself, because there's really only one of each of us, and there are no carbon copies of two different individuals. So if you can just be yourself and you put yourself out there, you don't know what's going to happen. That's just a given. That's a given no matter what.
But you can plan. You can have your team behind you. You can have your family helping you out, right? You can strategize those things, right?
Absolutely. But you got to make sure that they're good, because some people will seem good and they're really not. And then some people that you never expected will show up and be greater than you ever thought they could be.
Loyalty is also important. Like, you can have someone really great, and if they leave you, like, you nourish them, work with them, and then 2 months later, a year later, they go for someone else's team. Loyalty is in that business makes important.
Exactly. Well, you're in entertainment, so you know about that.
Okay, guys. If you'd like to hear more from Amanda, we have some more questions for you later on. You're welcome to write us an email, and hopefully Amanda will come back again. And we have a few studios here for the voiceover. Maybe Amanda will sing for us, and we have some more treats for you.
Yay! Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, because today is the Yom Kippur, Mr. Great is off today. and the MC photo is behind, replacing him. So as you can see, some of the cameras that MC photo is using. And we have here a fellow photographer, filmmaker, Travis with us. Travis traveled all the way from Bronx, right?
Yes, I did.
And hopefully you like the space here.
Absolutely.
The studio.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Hopefully we have proper light and the sound and all those things will come out decent.
I can definitely tell I'm not in the Bronx anymore.
Tell us what makes you a photographer, a filmmaker, how that happens.
So I started off in college, started off as a video editor as first. That was the first trait that really got me excited into it. Showed me
You like
that
to sit in front of the computer, like what gets you there?
what it really is, it started off by being told that I could take any movie, I could burn a DVD, I can then take a music track and tell a completely different story from what the movie story is portraying, just by the song and certain scenes to slice together. So then when I got started into that, I started learning different cameras and like trying to study what would be the right camera for me. I used to shoot an automatic. I didn't know how lighting worked and everything. And then once you start diving into different projects, meeting different models, actors, or different producers on set that have a specific look of what they're going for, in order to be placed in that type of job or atmosphere, you have to start learning and adapting to it.
Why do you love that? Let's say, why do you care for the photography filmmaking?
I guess you can say like I like to make people look good. I like to be able to create. I have a opportunity to basically tap into someone's head and put an image or an idea that they see and make it come to life. That's my main key. I like doing memorable events that you'll never forget, like your birthday, your wedding.
But is it
stuff
more
like
like your vision? Let's say, like I'm an artist, right? Like you, and I like if you saw my wedding photography, I'm in fairy tales stories. So like if mostly when I shoot, I ask them, would you like to look like Cinderella, or you want to look maybe Michelangelo or Salvador Dali? So I look for the particular theme, and then I shoot in that particular theme. The whole thing is coming alive, like actually. It's a lot of editing, it's a lot of Photoshop and after, but it's basically in that particular style. I emulate major players like Da Vinci, Van Gogh, but it's really me going for the some name. But how do you trust the people's judgment?
So I'd like to combine my ideas with their ideas. First, I obviously ask them, what type of look are you going for? Is there a certain style? A lot of people at first they'll come in and they expect like someone to direct them throughout it all, but I like the creative process with the client to be a joint effort. Everybody that I've worked with at weddings have been very cordial, and they've been very they worked with it. I ask them what they're looking for, and then I show them basically how I can help advance what their image is, or what type of image that they're looking for. If they want to do a Cinderella theme, I'm going to try to bring my best efforts to enhance it.
How do you style your shoots to make it so the wow experience in the party? Do you come really when it's like early light in the morning? How do you assemble this kitchen so it looks like, oh my god, I have to live here?
You want to get your productions out. Like, you want to start as early as possible. Daylight, natural lighting is a key essential of something that I like to implement in my projects. So like it slows down the editing process, or not really slow it down, but it does. I have to do less editing. That's one. That's a benefit. Secondly, you'll have a lot more chances to get a different amount of shots rather than being like on a time schedule. Like if we start at 6 p.m. and you're telling me we're only able to stay here until 12, rather than if I get here at 9 a.m. and you're telling me I can stay here until 12 midnight, I have a lot more opportunities to get different shot selections. I like doing reviews with pictures too, because it's like, I go to clubs that sometimes where I shoot for a bunch of different women, and they always want to see the photo before I take the camera away. So I'm used to that type of mentality.
Do you tell them this is not that kind of camera that shows the pictures?
No, I have the one that flips.
Oh,
I have the one that flips. I have
the
the one that has Wi-Fi, so I can send it to their phones directly, because people want content fast. They want it as soon as they can get it, and content
is there any funny story about your production take place anytime recently?
Recently, I guess the funniest production, it actually was with a wedding. It was actually my best friend's wedding, and I went with him to Texas for the bachelor party. I couldn't record that, but the process of getting through, of going into the groomsmen's side and catching them getting ready, like I wanted an experience of like behind the scenes, capturing like their dialogue of like, tell me how you guys met. I got both of theirs so I can get their perspective of like, you know, swapping back and forth. But then these are people getting ready for a wedding at the same time too. So I'm listening to their stories. I'm listening to how they met. I'm seeing their families interact. And then it made me think, like, every time I go to weddings, I get a little emotional. Because it's a very beautiful ceremony where, you know, you see families or people that haven't seen each other in a while come together, and that's more fun than anything. In case that I ever get sick in any situation or I can't make it to an event, I have other people that go out for me. I'm training other people to do editing as well. I'm training more people to go on the camera because I can't be omnipresent. I can't be everywhere at once, but there's no reason why my business can't be. I teach them how to do the natural lighting because we're not shooting in automatic. We're past that point now. Don't shoot in automatic. Don't.
How do you get them entertained? Like, do you do jokes? Do you laugh? Like, how do you get them to have emotions?
I'm engaging. I have to be in part of I have to basically engage into the environment. I used to be a party promoter. So my thing when it came into the camera, when I learned how to do it, I made money easier because I would target birthdays. Not only do you get like promotions with a table service and some bottles, I'm going to take pictures for you, which means that I have to be in that fun party atmosphere environment. The challenge with photography is that there's a lot of people that just, and I myself am a victim of dealing with insecurity at times. Like, it's one thing to try to get someone to feel comfortable taking a picture through someone else. There's a lot of people that don't even feel comfortable taking pictures of themselves. So it's a matter of providing a comfortable environment where you can get the work done and also making the client feel like this is something that they want to do. I've met people that they want to become models, they want to become actors, and sometimes the first step is getting headshots, but they don't know, they feel uncomfortable, they don't know like the right look, and it's my job to kind of help guide them through it.
How do you deal with lying?
I believe in being upfront. I believe that a person is only as good as their reputation and their word, and that's really the only two things that you have at the end of the day. I come from a certain belief that if someone tells me something, I'm going to trust their word.
So
and
if a photographer doesn't show up to the gig, or let's say
you got to just input, you got to have a plan B.
The client gives you a very limited budget, $200, $300 for the wedding, something, and then the person gets a bigger job on that day, and they cancel and they go for another job. What do you do?
You need protection. Like, I like to strategize things like I'm playing chess. You need a contract. You need to make moves in order to
you have a contract, you have everything. And this, on the last day or week before, the photographer or filmmaker got a better deal. If a person negotiates really tough deal on the photographer and they get a much better job on the day, sometimes they take a better job, right?
That's not me. That's not me.
You would stick. You would be a gentleman.
I put my name on something. I put liability on the table, so I don't screw someone over. Because I wouldn't want someone to do that to me. You have to treat people the way that you want to be treated. I've had people that try to play me, and I'm the type of person that I will drive up to your establishment and ask you, what is the issue? Because I'm not trying to go through point one, point two, or like person A, person B to try to figure out what the issue is. You can't also cry over spilt milk. If something happens in production where you can't handle it, plan B. Like, we got to figure something out. We got money on the table. We got money for the production session.
Backup locations.
I have backup shooters. I have backup locations. You have to. It's just a matter of always keeping yourself in check. Because your business will suffer if you lose a day of production, if you lose out on money, if you lose out on an opportunity with a production or producer or investor that has money in you, you can't risk that. And then you don't want to make yourself look bad. It makes you even look better when you can handle stuff under pressure. Like, that's what it really comes down to. And as a photographer, I'm under pressure daily because you just deal with different clientele, but I'm used to it. So that's really how I grow on it.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you have more questions for Travis. Maybe next time he comes back, we'll see some of his work and how he film and edit and shoot. Write us, email. We'll be glad to hear from you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is MC Photo, and my guest today is Brianna. As you can see, Brianna is a model. You can tell that easily, even when we took a ride on the subway the other day, everybody was staring, so people can tell. Even Brianna is very young, but Brianna shot with us for the Jewish Girl calendar this winter, and hopefully in a few months the calendar will come out and you'll see her shiny photos. Brianna is very professional and follow through, so I would certainly recommend, if you ever need a professional young model, that she has it all. Let's find out what questions Brianna is prepared to answer for you today. How long have you been modeling for?
Okay, so I've been modeling for like, I think it's a year now. Definitely, like professionally modeling, it's been a year.
Which brands and companies would you like to model for?
Well, I mean, everybody wants to do Victoria's Secret. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, I would love to do Victoria's Secret. A lot of high fashion brands.
Why is that, Victoria's Secret? Why?
Well, I like Victoria's Secret because I have that like personality, that like sexiness. I'll do that. Like it's no problem. And like I really like the brands like Givenchy and like Balmain and Balenciaga, like all those really cool high-end
Why
brands.
do you like them?
They're just really in style. They're really stylish, and all like the models now that are like, they're not my age. They're a little bit older than me. They're all rocking it. They're killing it, and I just kind of want to do it too.
What is your favorite type of modeling? Maybe commercial or high fashion, editorial, lifestyle?
Okay.
And why?
Okay, so I am a commercial model, but I would honestly prefer to do high fashion / editorial because I think it's just more fun. I like the look of it more. I like that like cool, like edgy, like the makeup, the outfits. I think that's way cooler than like the commercial model. I mean, yeah, commercial modeling gives you more money. You get paid more, but I don't know. I think I like high fashion more, definitely. But high fashion is a little more strict with your height and your measurements than commercial. So I would prefer editorial and high fashion. But I mean, you could always have the best.
Do you do it for the money or for the love of art?
No, What's
more important? I understand the money helps.
Yeah, money is money. I mean, you could get money doing anything. I think what's important is when you do something you love, you know, and if you're good at it. I feel like there are some people that are not represented as much, and I feel like maybe I could be a good representation for them. I also feel like maybe I'm like there's a lot of people in the industry, and like I feel like I could perhaps fit into the industry. I feel like I have like a strong personality. I'm very like, you know, fun, whatever.
Does the industry fit into you? Do you like? I understand you can fit in, you know, different clothes and different things. Does it fit something that you want to do with your life?
Yeah, no, I'm a communications major in college and Pace University, and I definitely I really love, you know, broadcasting, film and television, acting. I was an actress before. I still do acting, but I think now my main focus is modeling. But I still do both. But yeah, I just like the entertainment industry. I feel like it's me. Like, you know, when you know, like, let's say like some people are like really good at math or whatever, so they do accounting. Like, I'm good at talking, so this is me. Like, take it or leave it.
But it's been known that if you become a model, whoever guy you choose becomes very successful, makes a lot of money. It's a lot of models have good taste for clothes, for things. So usually when the model,
well, my boyfriend's very smart.
Pick up a guy. Usually those guys becomes very successful.
Well,
in life.
let's hope. I mean, he's very smart, so I wouldn't be surprised. He's like really smart. He's a mechanical engineer, so yeah, he's really smart. You know, he's very supportive. He loves that like I do this, and he's very on top of like my diet.
Smart guys like models or girls who are into fashion and all the girly stuff?
I feel like because we know what we want, and I think guys are attracted to women who know what they want. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the girls in this industry are very confident and like straightforward. And I think that's a very attractive quality for a girl.
Is it difficult to date a model for him? You know, what is the advice for the guys who wants to date a model? Anything particular? They have to go with you on the set. They have to
that's a good
take
question.
you out. Is there any?
It's a good question. I mean, yeah, since if you're a model, you're definitely more attractive. I feel like, but different people find what is attractive to them. Like, you could, of course, you would just want them to be in style as well, kind of more trendy. Like, I take him shopping. I tell him I pick him out clothes. You should wear this. This is really popular now. I feel like you should match in any way you can. I mean, not necessarily like physically or like attractive wise. Like people look the way they like, you know, it is what it is, and you're attracted to it however it is. But definitely you should match, like you should kind of be more trendy. If the guy is maybe a little like he doesn't know kind of what to wear, like you can help him.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have more questions for the model Brianna, you're welcome to write us, email, and hopefully Brianna will come back again and again and answer your questions. And hopefully later on when the makeup folks and the hair people will come in and you see her doing the music videos and doing a couple of commercials that I'm going to shoot later on today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please let me apologize for not proper light and sound here. We have some of our studios booked at the moment. But still we have someone who can light up the room with her presence, and it's a great honor to have Cheryl here with us.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for finding time to come. Obviously, she's a model and a singer and just a beautiful lady.
Yeah, I've been in the industry for 10 years now.
Wow.
So yeah, this poster is actually for sale on my website. It is from my first album that I ever released. So,
Wow.
so this definitely takes me back right now, and I can autograph it for you later if you want.
Thank you. I'm sure my wife will be happy with that.
Probably not. Maybe we should give it away to one of the viewers instead.
Okay, maybe whoever gets the most interesting comment
Yes.
will be, receive a mailing, that one with the year's autograph.
Or you can buy an autographed copy on my website.
That's another option, but for this one, so you're gonna leave it with the autograph, and
Yes.
whoever writes let's say the first comment that goes on the video,
Okay.
we will ship it.
Love that. Love that.
So let's see, what makes you so successful? Why do you do so many things?
Sure, yeah. So I always knew since the day I was born that I needed to be on stage, entertaining, just fulfilling my passion in life. So as soon as I graduated college, I moved right to Midtown Manhattan to pursue the entertainment industry full throttle. I started going on like 5 auditions a day, anything I could find, from singing, dancing, acting, or modeling. And over the years, I just grew my network. I'm sure you will people understand.
Do you still go auditions still?
No, I don't have to go to auditions anymore. Now I just get booked for, I guess, my name, and just from the network in general. I have just such a wide clientele base that people will come to me not only for myself, but I've built a team.
Is that a fresh face has to be? Is it like someone with substantial money, maybe a daughter of a billionaire?
For me, actually, what we look for is we look for people who have the dream, have the passion, but let's say don't really know how to get started in the industry. Having done this for so long, I'm sure you can attest to the fact that it's a tough industry. It's very, very competitive. It's very competitive. So a lot of people give up soon after trying because there are a lot of scams out there, and they don't really know what is the best path or direction to take to pursue becoming a professional model, dancer, or musician or music artist. So we help guide them, we help get them set up with photo shoots, we help connect them with photographers where they can maybe set up a trade shoot instead of spending tons of money on a shoot that they don't really know. Try not to do what everyone else is doing, right? Especially on YouTube. There's so many creators out there and they're all putting out new content all the time. But are you putting out content that's similar to that the creators are already putting out, or are you putting something out that's new and fresh that hasn't been seen? So what can you bring to the industry that isn't already there? And that's what you have to think. You need to think outside the box. If you're just trying to copy this person or copy that person, it's going to be much harder. You're going to have to, it's going to be all about luck. You know what I mean? And for this industry, it's about obviously networking, getting yourself in front of the right people at the right time, and presenting yourself the best way possible.
Do you think networking still works?
Networking is so important. So important.
Is there any advice how to monetize? A lot of girls get a lot of booking, but the pay is sometimes not where they like it to be.
Yeah.
What do you suggest to do differently to make it work?
Yeah, and that's a very good point you brought up. I think it has a lot to do with supply and demand, where there's so many people right now trying to pursue the industry that there's a surplus of girls. Like, for example, music videos. When I first started in the industry, like 10 years ago, the rate for music video shoots for mainstream artists was like thousands of dollars we would get paid for these lead roles. Now these lead roles are paying hundreds of dollars, which is sad, but it's because there's so many people that'll just dying to be in a music video with, you know, 50 Cent or Usher, that they can go and get in those videos, you know, for free, and now it's so much harder to pay those high-end.
That's good advice, I guess. Thank you so much. Hopefully some viewers find some use from your suggestions.
Yeah, please go to toolsfortalent.com. Anyone can sign up there to become a part of our team if they're interested in getting started in the entertainment industry, if they want to learn more, if they have any questions.
Event planning you have here.
Yeah, so
what do you do with event planning?
So Tools for Talent is a management and marketing firm for entertainers and models. So not only do we represent and manage these entertainers and book them for all different types of events in the city.
Like a wedding event?
Everything we book talent, we book and manage the talent for events, let's say charity events, trade shows, corporate events, just night. Pageants not so much, because again, that's not really something where they're going to come and pay us and then we pay the talent. Pageants, the talent needs to pay their way in. Yeah, it's its own industry in itself, pageants. But yeah, so like I said, go to toolsfortalent.com if you want to be part of the team. If you're interested in getting started in the industry, we are here to help. I've been working in the industry as an entertainer for over 10 years now. And you can go to my website, CherylMartinez.com, to connect with me on all of my social media, at Cheryl Martinez Music on Instagram and Facebook, and at Cheryl Martinez on YouTube and Twitter.
If people want to start in this industry, where should they look? And what, if you can give one example, let's say a scam that is most popular, something that get away with, maybe it's a good trade to find which is not a scam. Sometimes they go to the even Craigslist, and I book LMAs and I book big gigs, and they don't even put the real name. They just put, for every casting, they do a new email, Gmail account, which is brand new. So how do you know it's legit? You actually coming in and then you realize it's LA Magazine. But you can get 10 other gigs written exact same language, using big words, big names, and then you realize that those are scams.
Yeah, you know, I'm so glad you asked this question, because there are so many scams going on right now, and I'd say that the biggest issue is that these aspiring talent have so much hope that they kind of don't see through the red flags, because they're hoping that it's real. So here are some red flags to look out for, right? Here's a specific scam I'll tell you that's going on right now currently, that's happening to a lot of models. And we get submissions at toolsfortalent.com where people will send us copies of these emails and saying, hey, is this real? And we can read through it and instantly tell that it's a scam, and we write them back and say, you know, please, you know, don't deal with this, contact. So key things to look out for. If you're getting an email from a company saying that they want you to be in their magazine, or they want to do a photo shoot with you for whatever reason, and their email address is not at a company domain, that could be one red flag. If the wording in their email doesn't sound like grammatically correct, let's say it sounds like a foreigner is trying to write English, okay? That's red flag number 2. If there's no phone number, if there's no contact number, if there's no company website in the email. So like I said, so there's this email going on right now.
All those emails, but I'm giving you exactly, but to not play devil advocate, but in many cases, a big corporation don't want a lot of submissions, and they build brand new email for each casting. And they do not want to put the name of the company, what they're shooting and where they're shooting. They don't want paparazzi, they don't want... So a lot of major corporations nowadays put those gigs on the Craigslist. They would not mention the name, they would fit exactly, you would think that it's a scam.
To be honest, I wouldn't even recommend looking on Craigslist. There's so much BS on Craigslist that 99.9% of it will be a waste of your time.
Facebook, Backstage, where do you look?
Backstage is fine. There's a lot of great casting websites out there, but unfortunately, a lot of them you have to pay to be a part of. Tools for Talent, we provide castings for free. We don't make the talent pay to receive those castings. But to finish what that scam is in that email, so basically, they're inviting you to shoot for a magazine or a clothing company. It could be, right? And they say they're going to they're going to mail you a check. You don't have to audition, you don't have to do anything. They just want your mailing address and your name and your phone number or whatever and your sizes.
They pay you up front.
And they're gonna pay you up front, right? So they mail you the check, right? And the check looks legit. You deposit it into your bank account. The bank thinks it's real. Now they make you immediately when you deposit that check, wire transfer money to this imaginary wardrobe stylist who is supposedly buying the clothes for your imaginary shoots. And because they tell you have to, they're sending you upfront payment for you and your stylist, okay? So now you go and deposit this check, you go and wire money to the stylist. A couple days later, your bank comes back to you, tells you the check, the check bounced, and you're out that money now that you sent to the stylist. And that one goes around all the time. But now there's a new one that people have been sending me that a lot of my talent I've caught and helped them for. This is a Skype scam. All right, so what they'll do is they'll go find a big-time film director on IMDb, and they'll pose as that person by making a Skype username that's similar to that film director's name and using their picture as the profile photo. And they'll say, oh, I want to put you in my film, blah, blah, blah. They find your email or phone number from social media or your website or wherever. They contact you and say, oh, blah, 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 blah. The director of Game of Thrones wants to Skype with you immediately because we have a role that we need to be filled last minute and blah, blah, blah. Do you really think the director of Game of Thrones is going to stop what he's doing to go Skype with somebody that was just found out of nowhere, that wasn't sent from an agency, that wasn't sent from a manager, that wasn't sent for an in-person audition? Come on, you gotta be kidding me. But again, hope people will fall for it.
With this? Okay,
so I'll tell you, yeah. So basically, so now they Skype, and red flag number one is that you don't Skype face-to-face with this person. You only see the profile photo and hear the audio of the person, and they have to see you full. So really, what's on the other side is someone who's just trying to get you to do something on camera. Maybe they'll tell you it's a role that you have to be nude for, but it pays, $25,000, so you're so hopeful that this is a real role in Game of Thrones, and hey, if I have to be topless, I have to be topless, and this director is telling me that they need to see what I look like topless on Skype, otherwise they're not going to book me, and they're pushy,
So there's no money, but they beg you to work.
And you don't know who's on the other side of that Skype camera getting to see you naked.
Wow. So guys, ladies, don't do it.
I could go on and on and on about the scams. I really could.
You should know better.
I could go on and on. It's really sad. It's really sad. So for free, you can email scam@toolsfortalent.com, and if you have anything that you are unsure if it is legit, we will check the legitimacy of it for you and let you know whether or not to pursue with that job.
I'm sure audience will have more questions for you. Please write to us, and hopefully Cheryl will come back again.
Yes, and check out my music at CherylMartinez.com and on iTunes. My latest video, Freaky Sounds, is on Vivo. I hope you guys love it.
We're grateful for you, for those minutes that you gave us today.
Of course.
And maybe we'll do it later on through the year.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, Travis, have a seat with us.
Okay.
So let me, guys, show you the crew, 4 folks. Matt here today for the first time, and scamming a nice video coming out. That girl will sing, that guy might produce. That's a videographer for the production. Maybe I'll be have some part for me there.
This is Ruben, Urban Media Global. And right here we have Amanda Holly and her new single that's out right now, Fiendin'. I want to hear some vocals. I want to see if that real, persona of you being an artist that's, all assembled and everything like that comes to light.
I think the most important thing when we perform is that melody and the lyric. So I wanted to serenade y'all backstage behind the scenes. I love you guys.
Let's hear it.
Do it how I like it. Do it how I suffocation. I don't mind it. Give me your existence. Cover me with internal emotions you've been hiding all this time. No, baby, don't be scared to open up. I see that you've been dying lately. Give me what you holding on to, hiding. Oh, do it how I get. Won't you put it down for me? Won't you lay it down for me? Won't you turn this up for me? Do it how I like it. Won't you put it down for me? Lay it down for me. Baby, can't you see I'm fainting?
Yeah, that was nice.
Love you guys.
That was very
Thanks for
nice.
having me. I'm such a dork.
I think it was awesome.
Yeah,
Oh, that would be a
that
nice announcement.
That was very good.
Thank you.
We'll put some
That was really nice.
That was.
like, nice
That was
acapella.
beautiful.
Good job.
Yo,
Love you guys.
Your
Oh,
highs, your
we're like
highs.
story
That's
Your
a
time.
highs is
rap.
perfect. Okay.
I know you know your shit.
Yeah,
so.
thank you.